Welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Aquarius sun, moon, or rising signs, and it is focused on January of 2017. I'm taking a short break from my annual 2017 readings because I wanted to get out these January readings, and they will be a little bit shorter for that reason. I also wanted to add, in regard to the annual readings, and all general readings really. I don't want to criticize or judge other YouTube readers, but I just want to say from my perspective that I will never charge money for a general reading. They are meant for thousands of people, and they can be really helpful on the personal level, and as you probably know, can often resonate with individual lives. But they're still for thousands of people, and so I just wanted to say that I will never charge unless I'm doing a personal, private reading for you, which I do. All right, so I selected 6 cards for Aquarius for January, and they are as follows. From the top, we have the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Swords, and then in the middle, the Ace of Cups and the 10 of Wands, and then on the bottom, 2 Knights, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So a couple of things coming through for the Knights. I do feel like for some of you, this is 2 aspects of one person. And for some of you, I feel like it could be one is representing you and the other another person. I'm going to start with that. I feel like out of these 2 Knights, I feel that Aquarius is being represented by the Knight of Pentacles. And the first thing about that is that I feel that there's a focus on, number one, taking things slow in a possible upcoming relationship, probably because of something in the past. And I feel like that's a really wise decision. I feel like you're in a good position. What I'm sensing is with this 10 of Cups and Ace of Cups, really beautiful, positive, emotional, and love energy. And with you as this Knight of Pentacles and possibly this Knight of Cups as someone else coming into your life, I do feel them pursuing you. Even with the positioning there, I feel them kind of coming up behind you. I feel that your back is turned, partially because of that, wanting to take things slow or pace yourself. And again, I feel like that's a wise decision. I do feel like this person has very good intentions, that they wear their heart on the sleeve and they won't be afraid to express to you how they feel. I do sense, though, possibly a little bit of impatience, but that's why I think the message is coming through that it's wise for you to continue along this path of pacing yourself, because there is something going on with this individual. I don't think that they're bad for you in any way, but I feel like pacing yourself is important because there's something with them. I feel like with this 2 of Swords and this 10 of Wands, that they have something else going on in their life, some kind of dilemma, something that's weighing on them a little bit. And for whatever reason, taking their time in a new relationship is also beneficial towards for them, even if they feel right now like they want to maybe move a little bit faster than you. Now, I also sense that for some of you, it's a similar kind of scenario, but I feel that the 2 Knights could be aspects of the same person who does have very strong feelings, but themselves is wanting to take things slow. And in that scenario, I feel that maybe you Aquarians may be wanting things to move a little bit faster. But again, I feel like there's this overarching advice to go with that slower pace because it will benefit you. Now, I'm also sensing some things in regard to those of you who, that feels like it was more for singles or people entering new relationships or possibly with new love interests. I feel some messages coming through for some of you already in established marriages or partnerships. A couple of things, it feels like there are some of you wanting to move into a new stage, with a relationship. I feel this Ten of Cups next to the Two of Swords representing a possible decision to move in together. I'm feeling some financial things, like possibly wanting to consolidate to save some money, trying to decide if that's a good reason for you to do it. Sometimes I think that ideally we'd like to make decisions like that just because it feels right and maybe there's not so much of a need, but I feel like sometimes those needs also come up because it's the right timing, if that makes sense. So it might seem like that's not what you should base your decision on, but at the same time, I think sometimes a financial need, the need to consolidate, for example, is a trigger, is a clue that the timing is right. And it's something that you'll have to balance and weigh and take some time to do it, because that Two of Swords is also very much about not only relying on the mental decision making, but also going within and deciding intuitively if it's the right timing. And I feel like with that, you'll be able to discover whether or not it feels like the right timing. I'm also sensing, and this would be for a select few of you probably, that you are in a partnership, but that there may be a new love coming in. So this could be, you could be married, you could just be committed to someone else, but there's a new love. This Ace of Cups feels like it's representing a new love separate from this Ten of Cups. So like the Ten of Cups feels like an established one, and the Ace of Cups feels like a new one. And in that case, I feel that the two knights could be representing two different people. Again, one that you're already with, though, and one that you're interested in. Probably, I would say probably this Knight of Cups is a new love interest, someone possibly pursuing you, or whose feelings for you seem so evident and warm and inviting. And I feel like this is weighing on you. In this case, I feel like the Ten of Wands is very much about this dilemma that you're facing with two women or two men. It could be either. They could be represented by a water sign and an earth sign as well. So that could clue you in too. And once again, I sense that because it does feel like it may be burdening you, again, going within, making the decision, trying not to rely so much on the mental decision making, and in this case also, if it is choosing between two people, not relying so much on the emotional decision making. There's lots of Cups energy here, but that Two of Swords again is very much about, usually she's blindfolded, so it's about really tuning out all of the senses, all of them except your intuitive sense, and going within and deciding what your heart wants. And I'm feeling a lot of painful emotional energy with that. My sense around that, the kind of heart ache that I'm feeling is probably that I think for a good number of you, if this is the case, the new person is probably someone that you're meant to pursue. Now, that might not be the case with all of you, and I could always do a private reading as well, but the type of heartache that went through me feels like the kind where you feel like it may be done with that person you have an established connection with, but it's painful because of attachment. It would be very painful to let that go. I almost feel like crying when I sense that too, so it really feels like for a good number of you, that's probably the situation. But take your time, and again, go within to gather all of your senses and your especially your intuitive senses to really try to focus and come to the right decision and follow your heart. All right, Aquarians, if you have any questions about this or about my services, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. And the address to my website is in the description as well if you want to read more about my services. Take care and have a good month of January.